Yo, it's Joe. What's up, everybody? We are back again with another video, and today we're going to go ahead and go over our most anticipated movies for 2020. It's a new year. Wanted to say Happy New Year's to everybody. I hope you guys had a great time bringing in the New Year's. I know I did, and I want to celebrate that by giving my top 10 list. And I would also enjoy if you guys could give me your most anticipated movie or your top 10 as well. If you guys could think of 10 movies that you're really anticipated for the year of 2020. Let's go ahead and hop right in, Mom. We're going to go from 10 to 1. Number 10 being Eternals. It's another risk, you could say, for Marvel, but they're good at making these risks and making them into huge profits, as they did with Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor Ragnarok. They have this down to a T. They just know how to make really, really good movies, and it's not like it's the same thing just recycled over and over again. And the Eternals are, they're not really known characters, just like the Guardians. They're probably less known than the Guardians, I have to be honest. And I like the cast. I like everything I've seen from the concept art and the ideas. I want to see how they incorporate the Black Knight into this, and Icarus, and where they've been in their place in the MCU. I know they're like kind of hidden, but I want to know how that's gone on with threats like Thanos and Ultron and stuff like that happening. I'm really curious how they're going to blend them into the MCU. And maybe we'll get some type of lead into Fantastic Four or Galactus, or maybe the X-Men. Who knows what they can do with this movie? There's just so much potential there, and I can't wait. Number 9, we have Death on the Nile. Now, this is the follow-up to Murder on the Orient Express. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of that year. I love what Kenneth Branagh has done with the character. I love what he did directing, when he just showed the beautiful shots and how the colors were popping in the movie, and how every character got their moment, and it was a great ensemble. It felt like he almost did it perfectly, giving all those characters their time. Most of them had great dialogue. When they were on screen, you felt like it was a contagious energy that went through each character when you're introduced to them, when you get to know their backstories, their motives, and things like that. And his character, Pierrot, was just pretty much the driving force in that movie. And then the ending, when he lays out the whole thing, as he's done his investigation, he's come to his conclusion. It was cinematic gold. It really, really was. I love movies like that where there's suspense, there's a mystery. You don't really know what's going on, and things have to be solved. And you kind of have to go along with the movie, putting the pieces together for yourself as well. And that's what I did with Murder on the Orient Express, and that's what I'm going to do with Death on the Nile. Can't wait for this film. Number 8, we have Dune. Now, I will sit here and tell you, I'm not a huge Dune guy. I don't know a lot of the lore. I never read the book or watched the movie. But I've been telling myself I have to check these two things out before this movie comes out. But just the cast and everything I've heard that the lore of Dune is very, very good. It's something that if it's remade, it could be one of the best movies of the year. So it just got my anticipation up, and it's intrigued me with this amazing cast, this amazing director. And I really want to see what they do with this movie. And it gave me very much so Blade Runner 2049 vibes. And I'm hoping it does, performance-wise, a lot better than Blade Runner 2049, because, well, some people didn't like that movie. I absolutely loved it. I watched the extended version. It was amazing. The music was amazing. Ryan Gosling gave a great performance. Harrison Ford came back. Jared Leto, but, it was a great film, and I'm hoping that Dune is along those lines, and it gives us something great. It's a movie that's going to be remade and possibly reinvented in some ways, and it said it's going to follow the book more than it followed the old movie. So we'll see. And I think that it's got a lot of potential, and it's got a huge budget, obviously, a lot of people attached to it, a lot of star power, so it should be a good film. Number 7, we have Wonder Woman 1984. The trailer was amazing. We got the gold armor. We got Maxwell Lord. We got Cheetah. We got Chris Pine back. We got Patty Jenkins back directing. She said the movie's already done. And it just, all signs point to it being a phenomenal film. The only cautious thing I have here is it's a DC film. So that's scary for me, because sometimes DC likes to meddle with things, and they want to do reshoots and cut certain stuff. And we all saw what happened with Justice League. So I get very nervous with DC films, and I get to the point where I don't know if I can completely trust in them, but I know I completely trust in Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins. So maybe they can keep the DC execs at bay, keep them away from this film, and we'll get a great film. Number 6, we have A Quiet Place Part 2. Now, we just got the trailer for it, and it gave us Last of Us vibes galore. It was a really good trailer, and I want to see how they expand on this world, telling us where these creatures come from, where Cillian Murphy's character comes in. Looks like he's going to be the new protector of this family. Not like Emily Blunt can't do it because she was a badass in the last movie. It looks like they're going to find different ways to survive in this world. I like in the trailer when they drop down and the bottles drop and it attracts it, so if there was any unwanted guests, they would just be taken care of by these silent creatures. And it looks like they're gonna open up to this world and explore it so much more. And the last movie gave you that. Like it was such a small hit that like you were like, you know what, it's so much more they could do with this world, and it feels like they're doing exactly that in this sequel here. Number 5, we have Halloween Kills. Now, Halloween had a lot of people nervous because we've gotten a lot of Michael Myers follow-ups, and they sucked. We got reboots, soft reboots, whatever you want to call them. We got all of those, and most of them turned out to be stinkers. They really, really did. Then we hear Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back. We thought, she did H2O, she did the best she could do there, but I felt like she was even better in Halloween. And the way they did it, they set it right after the first one, so they changed a little bit of it. Michael and her are brother and sister, but he's just a random murderous, he's like a killer shark. He just kills anything he comes across. And they really, really display that. When you hear, Danny McBride's attached to it as a writer, you kind of get a little nervous as well. But then you realize that comedians can do some really, really good stuff. Look at Jordan Peele, Chris Rock remaking the Saw movies. Then it turns out that the movie's great. It really, really is. It brings you back to when you were younger and you feared Michael Myers. It wasn't a joke anymore, and Jamie Lee Curtis gives a great performance. All the, attached actors and actresses, they do great work here. And it turned out to be surprising to me that it was that good. I really did not think they could make Michael Myers so terrifying again, make him the boogeyman again, because it had been done and it felt refreshed. And I didn't think you could do that after a movie that was made in the 80s and got all these shitty sequels. I didn't think you could bring that back, but they found a way to do that. And I hope they do that again with Halloween Kills, because we know Michael will be back. How did he survive the fire? We don't really know. Are they going to go the route where he's like supernatural? We really just don't know. And that's what makes it kind of exciting, is you don't really, really know. And you know that we got a great movie before this one, so you're hoping that this one is just as good, if not better. Now, number 4, we have Candyman, another remake, another movie that a lot of people don't really know about. Candyman. I found that out when I was talking about Candyman. A lot of my friends didn't know who he was. And I think he's one of the most underrated horror villains of all time. His movies, I've watched all of them. I love all the Candyman movies. They're scary. I won't go in a bathroom and say his name. Still to this day, I'm a grown man. Won't do it. Can't get me to do it. But I think with Jordan Peele attached, and with Yahya Abdul-Mateen, who played Black Manta, and spoiler alert, he was Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen, I think him as the new Candyman, I think they could do something special. They really can. They can reinvent this character, bring him into a new light, introduce him to a new audience, and maybe he'll be a little bit more popular. And I know Tony Todd did a great job with the character back in the day. Maybe they could find a way to incorporate him into the new movies. That would be really, really cool. Play on the nostalgia a little bit, and give him the proper introduction into the new age, which would be amazing. Because I feel like a lot of people don't realize the great work he did as Candyman. Those movies were terrifying. I remember watching those. Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, what else? Friday the 13th, 13 Ghosts. Movies that just absolutely scared me shitless. I could not sleep, yet I could not stop watching them every year. Thanks, Mom. Anyways, number 3, we have No Time to Die, the new James Bond film. We knew Daniel Craig, this is going to be his last one, his last 007 movie, his last hoorah. We see Rami Malek as the villain of this movie. They bring back Christoph Waltz. Pretty much the whole cast is back. Lashana Lynch is joining the cast. And this is his last Bond outing, so I know he's going to give it everything he's got. The best I've ever seen him is Skyfall and also Casino Royale. And, Spectre wasn't great. I mean, obviously, that had so much potential, so much hype behind it coming off the heels of Skyfall. But I really think that this movie, with it being his last one, I know Sam Mendes is not attached to the film anymore, but I really, really think that he's going to go for it here. He's going to give it everything he's got, and it's probably going to be one of the best Bond films we've ever got. Excuse me. And I'm just excited for it because Bond films are always great. Even though, Spectre wasn't great, or Quantum Solace, they had moments. Not so much Quantum Solace. That movie really sucked. But with Spectre, I felt like it had. I thought Christoph Waltz was a pretty good Blofeld. I thought he was pretty good. And him returning, maybe they'll be able to give him, create even more for that character. Him maybe even helping out James Bond as they take down this new villain. I'm excited. I saw the trailer. Looks like they're doing a lot there with Lashana Lynch's character kind of just taking over for James. And does he still have it? Kind of rehashing what they did with Skyfall. Is he still able to get the job done as a 00? It kind of looks like he's forcefully brought on here instead of him coming back like he did in Skyfall. But who's not excited for this movie? The trailer blows you away. Daniel Craig's last film, Lashana Lynch possibly taking over the reins of 007. The whole cast coming back. Christoph Waltz, Rami Malek coming into it's just going to be epic. It really, really is. Number 2, we have Soul. When I saw this teaser trailer for this animated movie by Pixar and Disney, it blew my socks off. I had no idea about this movie. I really, really didn't. I think maybe I saw like some concept art or something like that online. I didn't even really know what it was. I was like, okay. And then I see the teaser trailer, and I don't know what it was about that. It absolutely just blew me away. I was so excited to see this movie. I really feel like this is going to be this year's Coco. I really, really do. As not a lot of people are going to know about it or not be, it's not going to be on a lot of people's lists super high up, and it's going to just blow them away and be one of the best films of the year. I guarantee it. Soul is going to be a hit. I cannot wait for this film. Hopefully I don't jinx it, but I just cannot wait for this film. It's got Jamie Foxx attached. I like the story they're trying to tell with him. Like he's in soul form pretty much, and he's meeting these other people. He falls down this hole, and then he kind of has to come back up and be himself again. And I'm super excited for this film. And I haven't been this excited for an animated film in quite some time. It's for it to be number 2 out of all the movies we're going to get. It's number 2. That should let you guys know how excited I am for this movie. And I hope that I am not the only one that is on the Soul train. Anyways, my number 1. I think this one's obvious. I really, really do. If you guys know me, if you pay attention to any of my videos, you should know what the number 1 is. The number 1's got to be Tenet. I've probably went to 6 or 7 IMAX showings just to see that exclusive look at Tenet that they have with the IMAX movies, and I've watched it, and I tried to do a video for you guys, and the video wound up being like 45 minutes long of me just saying how great Christopher Nolan is, and I felt like I wasn't doing the movie any type of justice. I was just gushing over this guy, and that's probably what I'm going to do here when I explain why this is my number 1. John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, Christopher Nolan, Michael Caine, everybody, Kenneth Branagh, just the cast is so great. This is supposed to be Christopher Nolan's most ambitious film ever. Think about that. All the films he's made, this is his most ambitious film ever. That should just get you excited on its own. And then we see the footage, we see time is going back, but yet they're going forward. How are they able to do this? Is John David Washington's character, is he alive? You don't really know. Is this an Inception type universe movie? Is it? You just don't really, really know anything. But you just see visually that the movie is breathtaking. You see that Christopher Nolan's attached. You see the great talent that's attached. You see the set pieces, and you know what he's done in the past, and you know that he usually knocks films out of the ballpark. Not everybody liked Dunkirk, but it was a great, great movie. It made a ton of money. Not everybody liked Interstellar, but it was a great movie and it made a ton of money. I think the only other movie that people were kind of on the fence about with Christopher Nolan was the one he did with, I think it was Robin Williams. And I can't remember the name of the movie at the time. But he made that movie, and I think that was the only film that people were like, that one's not great. Over time, people have realized that Dark Knight Rises is a great, great film, and it's probably just as good as Batman Begins and right under The Dark Knight. It's just, he does not make shitty films, and hopefully I'm not jinxing that once again. I'm hoping this movie is everything I dream it is. Hope I'm not overhyping the film, which I probably am. And I just have a great feeling about this film. It comes out in July, I believe, and we're in store for something epic. But that is my list, my top 10, guys. I want to know what you guys have as your top 10 movies to be excited for, anticipating in 2020. Let me know what you guys have for your list down in the comment section below. I would love to see them and interact with you guys on that. Maybe we can go a little bit back and forth. You guys probably won't agree with my list because my list is kind of all over the place, and I don't expect a lot of people to have some of these movies on there. Who knows? Some of these movies may even get pushed back. That's what happened to me last year when I did the anticipated list. But like I said, just drop you guys your top 10 down in the comment section below. I would love to see it. And if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and share. More videos to come. Until next time, peace. Yo, it's Joe. If you enjoyed my content, please like, subscribe, and share, and follow me on my various social media pages. Thank you.